Good morning. Another one of my trips to the wilds of Tasmania is underway. I'm on day 2. I'm intending to walk into an area that experienced a bit of mining in the Cradle mountain lakes in Clair National Park. A bit of an historical bent. So yeah. Well, here I am at the hut colloquially referred to as the hydro hut. I'm not going to tell people where it is in the park. Half the fun of finding these places is finding your own way here. Anyway, took me left about 1:30, got here at 3:50. Weather was atrocious, drizzly, foggy, misty. I decided to bite the bullet instead of sitting in the tent all day. So yeah, got here. The hut is beautiful. It really is super dry, very tiny. It's got no stove, but yeah, a good little bolt hole from which to explore the area around here tomorrow. I've got the full day here, so I'll go down to the water races and old mining equipment, which is not far from the hut. So that's part 2 of the video. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll just give you a brief look at the hut now. It's even got beds with mattresses, so something you don't get in any of the huts on the overland track. Spare mattress, pillow, another bed, some chairs, another bed with a mattress on, which I'll probably sleep on tonight. Someone's left some cycle-style maps here. Parks have got a visitor's book. Only one person has been here in the whole of 12 months. I'm the first one for 2020. And someone's printed off some historical literature about the area, even an old Sperling photo there. So yeah, I've just got a little annex out here with a mop and hang your coats up to dry. And yeah, outside, a bit of a grey day, but forecast tomorrow is just for cloud. Seems to have stopped drizzling. A nice little tarn here which you get the water from. And yeah, the lines are down over there. And normally you can see Mount Oakley from here down through there. So yeah, a fantastic little hut. I think this is about my fourth visit. I brought other people out here to have a look at it. Yes, I think it was originally the Hydro Electric Commission built it back in the 60s to take rainfall measurements with a proposed dam they were going to build somewhere around here down in the valley below, but never eventuated. And I understand that a fellow's a well-known rock climber from olden times, a bloke called Reg Williams. He's dead now, but somebody told me that he was one of the Hydro employees that was stationed at this hut. So yeah, I stand corrected on that. That's just hearsay. So yeah, there you go. When I first came out to the hut, there was an old fellow here with some members of his family who was based on the northwest coast, and he'd lugged a 4-litre tin of paint out here. My God, talk about keen. But anyway, what he'd done was he had painted trees on the exterior of the hut to try and camouflage the hut, because you can actually see it when you're walking along the cirque, along the overland track. But the paint is somewhat faded, because that was a good 25 years ago when I first was out here. But yeah, I'll give you a look at the hut. It's pretty unprepossessing, but it certainly served its purpose. pretty serious wires to hold the hut down, although they are a bit slack. So yeah, there were trees on the exterior of the hut here, but they've all somewhat faded. And of course the guttering on this side is gone, and one of the bits of wood up there needs replacing. But oh, and I noticed somebody's done a little bit of a repair job there to try and patch to stop the water getting in. It certainly needs some more done around the window, because water is actually getting in. So yeah, it'd be great if they could preserve this hut, although there is a movement within certain circles in Tasmania that wants all structures made by man to be removed from national parks, apart from the ones where they make a buck out of, like huts on the overland track and paying visitors. So yeah, I'm dead against that. Removing, this is European heritage that in times to come will be the history of tomorrow. So just because someone's got a bloody stupid idea today certainly doesn't hold currency in the future. You've just got to look at history to prove that one right. So yeah, my little gripe for the day, but yeah, it'd be a shame if this hut was to fall into disrepair, and I do hope that parks, a few of the rangers are keen enough to come out here and maintain it. So yes. Right, day 3. It's slowly starting to clear, bit of blue sky, bumblebees are out, flies are out, but no trip is complete without a little bit of puerile toilet humour. And here at the Hydro Hut, when it comes to toileting arrangements, there are no facilities provided. And if you think one of these cuts the mustard, you haven't been to the Hydro Hut, because here they provide something a little more substantial. An absolute beast. Very good at digging through unforgiving ground to, yeah, you know the rest. Well, that's all, folks. Right, sorry for the noise from the creek. I've made my way down to the where the mine water race ended up at this creek. Very steep coming down. I'll do some video footage on the way back up. But yeah, you can see evidence of where they've mined here. Well, it must have been around the 1900s, early 1900s, late 1800s, I think. There's a definite timber cut on that tree there. And you can see evidence of, I don't know what they would have had here. Just across there looks like some stones, rocks have been stacked, and it looks very level over there, and looks like a mine just through the trees, a mine shaft. So I'll go and check that out in a minute. There's a waterfall up in the trees there. I'll go and check out too as well. So yeah, it took half an hour to the water race, and then half an hour to get down to here. So yeah, an hour from the hut. Quite easy going. You definitely can see the water race. God, men were men back then digging out here in all weathers. Unbelievable. Anyway, we'll go for an explore. Right, here I am at one of the mine shafts going into the hill, just right next to the creek, almost opposite where the water race came down that I walked down to get here. So yeah, the torch is in the bottom of my pack and it wouldn't really illuminate it much, so I'll just show you the entrance. That's it there. Yeah, it's very dark and full of water. Yeah, it probably doesn't go in very far. Oh no, looks like it does. Yeah, so that's that. Bit of lunch and a bit more of an explore before heading back. But yeah, you got to take your hats off to the guys in the old days out here digging in the weathers that this place experiences. By God, we don't know the meaning of hard work and earning a day's keep. We're a bunch of wusses. Anyway, another piece of mining equipment, or the relics thereof. Must have been the base for some sort of, I have no idea, I'm not a miner, possibly a crushing machine. But yeah, they're big logs they've sawn. See, there's my hand, and there's one on top and one underneath. And yeah, the bolts are pretty substantial. I don't think they came in via the overland track to work this mine. I wouldn't mind betting they came up from the Forth Valley, which is just below us. And there must have been a track, and they would have pack-horsed, put all the materials in, all this steel stuff. It's bloody steep and it's a real grunt coming back up, I can tell you. Right, good afternoon, back at the hut. Took about an hour to get back up from the mine back to the hut. It's turned out an absolute beautiful day, supposedly 21 degrees, but some kind soul left some cyclist style notes regarding the history of the mining, the geology, etc. And there's an interesting photo here taken by a Mr. Spurling, who was a photographer from many moons ago. This is the view you get out at Lake Macrae, looking back at Cradle. Yeah, a nice shot. And also talking about the mining at Commonwealth Creek, which is the creek I've just been down to. Lake Macrae, the source of Commonwealth Creek, has an area of 200 acres. The construction of an embankment sufficiently high to raise the surface of the water 10 feet would increase the volume of this lake by 90,000 cubic feet. The top of such embankment would not exceed 100 feet in length. From the lake to any point down the side of the Forth Valley, the creek forms a natural conduit, supplying a large volume of water at any desired head to the centre of the Wolfram area. Now there's a Wolfram mine down, or there was, down in the Forth Valley. It's now closed. There used to be a road to it, but the roads had lots of washouts and yeah. The volume of water available at Lake Macrae is sufficient to provide power for all the mines in the district for many years to come. So that's an interesting note on that. And that was in the Mount Pelion Mineral District Geological Survey Bulletin of 1919. An old map, not shown to scale, but it's probably can't see it on the GoPro, but there's interesting the shafts from the coal mines. I would have presumed it would have been a coal mine down in the valley with the shaft going into the hill. So yeah, a little bit of history, a fascinating area. It was fantastic to walk down into the little valley, and yeah, I hope the video gives you some idea of what it's like out here. A magic spot. Thought I'd come back here for sunset. It should be a good spot to get the sunlight on all the peaks in the centre of the reserve. On the far right is Gillian West, then Thetis, Paddy's Nut, Ossa. I think the one over the back is Massive Mountain, round to Falling Mountain, then to Pelion East, and then Cathedral Mountain. And yeah, some beautiful forest down in that valley. Beautiful rainforest, hasn't been burnt out for many a year. Let's hope it stays that way. Mind you, the way the world's going, who bloody knows. Another top day in a top part of Tassie. Good morning, day 4. Sorry for the wind. Just going to go over to the edge over here and show you Lake Helen and McRae from a similar vantage point to that historical picture I showed you in yesterday's video. Emmett, Cradle, Barnbluff, Lake Ellen and McRae.